She's got a voice like an angel. But what I like about Adele the most is that I've been fortunate enough to do shows, TV shows with her, and just speaking to her and talking to her. She's one of the coolest persons I've ever met in this business, and she's so real and down to earth, and she just has this God-given talent and being able to sing like that. So bless her and congratulations to her.
I want to throw a few names at you, as if they've appeared on The Voice. And you've got to give a bit of mentoring.
And I have to turn my chair around, or I have to mentor them?
You could well, do either, actually, because you'll know who they are.
Okay.
So, Adele performs. What would your reaction be?
Whew, she's ridiculous. She's so good. You know, she would win in 2 seconds. I'm not sure I could win, by the way. You know, that's another thing too. Is this was a very humbling experience because I'm a fine singer. I have a decent voice, and I think I have a distinct voice, but I don't have one of these belty voices like Javier. So my own confidence in myself to win something like this isn't necessarily, you know, I don't think I would be a ringer, but Adele would be. She would.
I want to work with Adele. I want to work with Adele. Let's make the Adele collaboration happen. I just think she's amazing. I think she's one of the best artists in the world at the minute.
I did want to ask you about Adele, because we know that you're great mates, and I was listening on the radio the other day that she'd cancelled a few gigs because she had a bad voice. Yeah. How is her voice?
Oh, well, basically, she's got like, like a chalkboard now. She can't speak for 3 weeks, so she has to write it down. So I was going to get her like a speak and spell. Someone like you, you know, rolling in the knee. And... no, I mustn't laugh. But she's got like a chalkboard. She can't be... Because she came to see me at Wembley, and we gave her like best seats in the house because it's Adele. And I wish I'd never bothered, because I go... you know what I mean? I'll be I'm like, oh, God, who is that awful woman? Oh, it's Adele. And it's a good job she hasn't got the speak and spell then.
And have you been to see...
funny.
Needed it. Good motivation.
Who's your dream collaboration? Because once you win tonight...
Adele, man. I want to collaborate with Adele. Yeah.
Everyone loved it. I mean, from electronic music fans to pop fans to country music fans, whatever. What is it about that song? I don't know. Adele has an amazing voice. It's a beautiful song. It's very well written, and it's very remixable.
What makes her so incredible is that she's totally different. It was also kind of an inspiration for me when I was producing the other record, the one with Sia. You know, it's very different. It's totally different, but it's just like a mood, you know? I was listening to her record and I was like, yeah, I'd love to introduce a little bit of a mood like this.
She's an amazing artist, and she has a very strong voice, and obviously she meant what she was singing. If you think about it, most of the artists out there, they get a record and they are supposed to just go in and record it. They don't know what it's about. They don't give a But the thing is, Adele, she means it. She's the real deal.
Actually, I read somewhere, which one of you said that you'd want to go on a date with Adele?
Oh, that has to be me.
Is that you, Mark?
I agree.
Yeah.
All right.
I think they're going to have to fight over it, to be honest.
Dude,
really?
get on it. Dude, I'm the one that said it, and you jumped on the bandwagon.
Dude,
so
I was thinking it talking about it for years.
Maybe it's a little menage action, whatever. Tell me what...
argue with this guy.
He's my brother. I can't
Well,
go
I
there.
love Adele as well, but what is it about Adele that is so appealing to both of you?
She's just got this, she's just like, sexy. Like, that's the word. She's sexy. I don't know. It's like...
And she's classy, and she's like down to earth, and I mean, honestly, you break it down, when she sings, she brings me closer to God. It's like, she is like, I listen to her singing, and it just, tears just like pour out, you know, of my face, so. She could sing me to bed every night, like, I would give anything for that.
Ideal date, really fast. What would it be, you and Adele? What would be the ideal date?
Oh, man.
Come on, boys.
Ideal date, Mark, what would it be?
My ideal date, well...
You would take her to like a carnival or something.
This is not impressive.
Carnival. That's so weird.
That's how well I know you.
Ferris wheel.
Yeah,
whatever.
Exactly.
You guys can sing to each other. Crooner, crooner. Guys, thank you so much. I'm sure Adele is thankful as well.
And I think Adele's amazing. You know, an awesome UK import who has yet to show any signs of you know, drug abuse or you know, I think she's got an awesome and bright career ahead of herself, and her voice is just amazing, and she's multi-talented, and she is probably one of the sickest female bass players I've ever witnessed play bass. Yeah, she's really sick, so.
My thoughts on Adele are, I went down to see her at a small little radio gig where it's just her and a guitarist, and the hair stood up in the back of my neck for the whole gig.
She's honestly one of the best.
She's one of the best female vocalists I've ever heard
she's
live in my entire life. Now there's kind of word that we might hopefully get the chance to do a couple of shows together in America, because I just think with an artist like that around, you elevate your game up to a certain stature too. So for me, all the Grammy nominations this year are well just. I know she doesn't even feel like she deserves them, which is part of her charm as well.
My favorite record out right now, I've got to say, is definitely Adele's. She is such an incredible artist. She really pours her heart and soul out in these lyrics of this record. The instruments sound great, her vocals sound just beautiful and emotional. And I remember when I first heard her, it was years ago. I met her in person, and I remember just meeting her for the first time and telling her face to face that I thought her music was incredible, and I'm looking forward to one day working with her. And I think my favorite song off the record has got to be Someone Like You or Do You Remember. Really a fantastic record.
You can have all the dances, the pyrotechnics, laser shows you want, but if you sound like that, all you need is a piano. Incredible.
Pop star diva can be defined by one thing. She who is known by just one name. And there are several of them in contention for Diva of the Summer. The real queen of the summer, the diva to beat all divas, is going to be Adele.
But Adele, because you've been quoted as saying apparently she buys very cheap Blanc.
Yeah, well, I'm getting into trouble about that.
Right.
Because
we love Adele.
Oh, we love Adele.
Who doesn't love Adele?
Adele, because of her voice has gone, she doesn't drink now, she doesn't smoke, because, you know, it's horrible. That's a fortune. And can you imagine if we lost Adele's voice? So when she comes round, it's like having Sister Wendy round. It's like
What does she do? Does she write it all down?
Well, she had to speak and spell. My name's Adele. Someone like you. It's not as good as it is on the album, love. I get her into trouble. She doesn't drink anymore. She doesn't. She was around my house last night and she had mineral water because she has to keep her voice. And they keep doing about the cheap wine, and like all these Adele fans are going mad at me, going, she's going to spoil her voice.
Put it straight now.
I feel sorry for anybody that has to go up against Adele this year. I'm going to be honest with you. I was actually hoping that if we did get a nomination, it wouldn't be in any category with her in it. In my opinion, she is the best singer out there right now, and you know, and she obviously got a ton of awards tonight, or nominations tonight, and deservingly so. I mean, she's amazing.
If you ever get a chance to speak to Adele, go for it, because she's the coolest, most down-to-earth woman, and of course she has a voice like an angel, and her album's incredible. So, Adele, congratulations.
It's a true testament to the quality of music that she makes, and the recognition that she deserves from being an overall amazing artist, songwriter, performer, and that's what the Grammys are about. Yeah.
The Adele's new album is like, honestly, I have choreographed like whole like marches with my army behind me. So I'm listening to that a lot. It's really good for the story. It's almost oddly good for it, like too good for it, like hit the nail right on the head. Amazing. She's incredible.
We love Adele. That album 21, 19 was great, but 21 I think it's on its way to be like a classic album. Seriously, it's great.
You know, it's hard to predict who is going to influence people, but I definitely think Adele is going to be a massive influence, because, you know, when you hear her sing, it's almost like she has a singer-songwriter quality of like Van Morrison, you know, like a raspy voice of like an old rocker, but then she has this sort of, her lyrics have the kind of vulnerability of a heartbroken woman as well at the same time. So I think she can just relate to so many different people. Her music really does relate to so many people, and apparently an X Factor, like every single person who's come into the audition is singing her song, so she's definitely influencing a lot of the singers.
There is a pop sensibility in her melodies and lyrically, and you can hear that. And if we inspired her in any way, then I know myself and all the other Spice Girls are very proud. You know, she is so bluesy and soul-y. You know, she has such an incredibly mature voice, but there's something about the pop aspect of her work accessible to so many people. It takes an incredibly talented artist to be able to break through if they don't look what is perceived to be. You have to look to be successful in the world today. So, you know, that's all credit to her. She doesn't have to compete with all the other girls who maybe have to look a certain way because they're lacking in other areas.
So which UK artists, if you could collaborate with any of them?
Adele. Yeah. She probably thinks I'm insane because I talk about her way too much. But I just love her. I think she's so talented, and I love anyone that can be that vulnerable with music. And I read all her interviews, and she's so quirky, and I just think she's super cute, and I love her. She's so great. I just love that. I've always been a fan of like big female vocalists, you know, like that big voice, and you know, ever since Annie Lennox or Mariah Carey or even Bette Midler, Rosemary Clooney, I've been a fan of. So, you know, she's just such a throwback voice, you know. It's so beautiful. It's unlike any other voice. And I don't know, I'm just such a big fan, so.
Right, we have to get this collaboration going to
I know. She probably is afraid to collaborate with me because I'm nuts. But I met her at we both did Divas in the States, and I signed on to do the show because I was like, they said that you'd get to collaborate with another artist, and I was like, is Adele doing the show? That's the whole reason why I signed on to do the show. And because I was really busy at the time, so it was like, you know, if I'm going to do it, I really want to make sure I'm doing something I really want to do. And I ended up getting to collaborate with Melissa Etheridge, which is freaking phenomenal. But at first, I was supposed to collaborate with her, and I was very excited. But I met her, and she was super sweet, but she probably thinks I'm just bonkers. So
I'm sure she absolutely adores you. We adore you by the end of this interview.
Good. Maybe we'll just have a love fest of each other's music. So, but I want to do like something just real cool with her. I love her musically. So
a lot of people are excited to see you here, but who are you most excited to see?
I'm really interested in seeing Adele. I love her. I'm the biggest fan, so I'm really excited about seeing her.
I know Adele.
I was in the same year at Brit School as
Same
Adele,
year, yeah.
and we used to hang out at lunchtimes, and someone would play guitar, and we'd like try and out-riff each other.
Oh my God.
But no, I mean, it's weird now thinking back on it. Like,
I can't imagine you and Adele at school. Can you imagine? It'd be like Dot and Ethel.
All
right, yeah, I'll try
that. When I came to the stage at the Brit Awards, and I came off and I'd given my speech, and she just sung, and I was like, babe. She was like, babe, and I was like, babe, babe. It's like this conversation of just the word babe. It was amazing. But no, yeah, when we see each other, I actually saw her recently at a Beyonce gig, and she went, if you want, you can rest your foot on me bun. You know what I mean? I was like, thanks, babe. So yeah, that was nice. It's always nice to have kind of like support from your peers.
Oh, gorgeous.
Yeah.
Adele or Estelle?
Oh, that's hard. Adele. I love Estelle, but I love Adele.
Another dimension to radio that's so important. She's a truly lovely person, which to me is always my favorite.
Being on tour with Adele was unbelievably rewarding creatively, and my liver might not recover.
Yeah, me either, actually.
But I'm okay with that.
The memories.
I must be okay with that because we're going back out with her again this September. No, she feels like family. It was like really quick that happened too. So we continue to stay in touch, and the beauty of it is that not only has she become a good friend and somebody that you enjoy working with, but every night we just sit by the stage with our jaws in our lap and kind of hate her a little. So I'm glad we go first, unless she goes after us.
I wrote it just for me to sing, and then I thought, you know, and then I really wanted, I just love Adele, and I love her voice, and I wanted her to be on the album, and then I thought, well, if I change the second verse of that song, I can actually change it into a duet. So I asked her to be on it, and she said yes, and it kind of all just went from there. It sort of came about in the same way that a lot of things do with the album, which is sort of, you know, like friends of friends and stuff like that. You know, the Dat Kings played on my album, and you know, they're friends with Mark, and I've known Mark for 7 years, and I'm signed to his label, and that's why he produced it. And everything's kind of like happened very much like that. So Adele I'd known for a couple of years, and I just really wanted to sing a song with her.
Adele is also an admirer of your work, and you were supposed to tour together, but she had laryngitis. Any news on a possible tour in the future?
Yeah. just found out August, they already have most of all the dates secured again. I'm still looking forward to working with that young lady. She's quite a talent, and I'm very anxious to meet her. And if she's a fan of mine, I read that this Rolling in the Deep, that some of my music inspired that style of that song. So I'm anxious to talk to her about that.
Rolling in the Deep is still climbing like 2,000 spins a week. I mean, it's still flying up the top 40 charts. That makes me so happy. And I know at this point, it's like people who are Adele fans or people who are on it are like kind of like, oh my God, like I'm sick of this song. Can we just talk about the rest of the album? But it's so important that this song gets into the top 5 or reaches #1. It's so important for music. People don't understand how important it is that someone like Adele can top the top 40 charts. It's going to change music, that real music can be done, and it just doesn't have to be something with a 4 on the floor and a rehashed synth with the same kind of chords played in a different order and basically the same song written over and over and over and over and over again in order to get top 40 success. It is like, it really, really makes my soul happy to see a song like that flying up the top 40 charts.
But I mean, I think everyone's a bit flabbergasted, really, isn't it, aren't they? I mean, firstly, she deserves it because she's so nice. You know, she's a true artist with artistic integrity, and she writes from the heart, and she's brave in sharing her experiences through song. And I kind of admire her for that. You know, that's like it's much easier to try and hide behind a facade or hide behind an artistic identity. And I think, you know, she's done something really soulful, and I think it's just connected with people. You know, in an age of kind of artifice and media management and sort of manufactured pop stars, she's come through as a breath of fresh air. I mean, you know, in some ways a bit like Florence as well. You know, like people who sing from the heart, and you know, maybe there's a sea change there. I don't know. You know, I think everything has a cycle, and sometimes, you know, maybe the age of the manufactured pop, this second age of the manufactured artist is about to end. You know.
So I've been working with her since about 2008. It's crazy. I'm slapping myself like, really? You know, because I worked with her when she was still a burgeoning artist. She was trying to break into the American market, so I was around for that. And you know, she's just super talented. Her first album was amazing.
We went to school together from when we were 16 to 18. I mean, we were both at school studying music, but we just became really good friends, and we didn't really perform together while we were there. And then it was sort of once, you know, she got signed and stuff, and then I played on the record, and then it just all kicked off from there, really.
The thing I like about Adele she has followers, not fans. It's a lot of people that follow her. It's not that she has the campaign like everybody else, or like a whole bunch of artists out there that has a lot of campaign around them. She's, you know, a true artist, and I love playing for her because she's a singer. She's only 22 years old. And her work, she loves to work. She loves to put in 100% of herself into the music. I love that.
Damn it! Why am I up against Adele? Adele's awesome, but I heard she beats up little puppies. Just to let you know.
Yep, just throwing that out there.
She doesn't like puppies or small children or anything cute.